The traditional winter bed layering system, created a natural heat pocket. If you value serious history and practical knowledge that still matters today, make sure you subscribe to Warpaths and like this video. This channel exists for people who care about how our ancestors actually lived, adapted, and survived. Now, let's get straight to it. The core principle behind historical winter bed systems was heat containment, not insulation alone. Traditional winter bedding across Europe, Central Asia, and early North America relied on trapping body heat in a controlled pocket rather than piling on soft layers. The sleeper was treated as the heat source, and every layer above and below was positioned to slow heat escape in all directions. This system worked because it controlled airflow, compressed cold zones, and used dense natural fibers that resisted heat loss. The base layer beneath the sleeper was designed to stop ground and frame cold. Beds were never treated as neutral surfaces. A straw mattress, reed mat, or tightly packed wool pad formed the first thermal barrier. These materials created thousands of small air gaps that resisted conductive heat loss. In colder regions, a wooden bed frame was sometimes filled with hay or dry leaves underneath the mattress, preventing cold air from circulating below the sleeper. You can apply this today by placing a dense wool blanket or folded quilt directly under your mattress, especially if you sleep on a metal or raised frame. The middle layers created the sealed heat pocket. The defining feature of the traditional system was the layered compression zone. Heavy wool blankets, fulled cloth, or fur hides were placed directly over the sleeper and tucked tightly along the sides. This wasn't loose bedding. The edges were deliberately sealed to prevent warm air from escaping laterally. Once the body warmed the inner space, the heat stayed trapped. Modern sleepers can recreate this by using one heavy natural fibre blanket tucked tightly at the sides instead of multiple loose comforters. The outer layer acted as a wind shell rather than a warmth source. Above the heavy blankets sat a coverlet or quilt whose main purpose was airflow control. Linen, tightly woven cotton, or felted wool reduced convection by slowing air movement. This layer mattered more than thickness. It prevented warm air from being pulled out by drafts inside the room. Today, a tightly woven duvet cover or canvas-style blanket performs the same role when placed as the topmost layer. Head and neck heat management completed the system. Historical sleepers often used bed curtains, hooded blankets, or elevated bolsters to reduce heat loss from the head. This wasn't about comfort, it was about preventing warm air from rising and escaping. Even a rolled blanket near the shoulders acted as a thermal dam. In modern use, a scarf-weight wool wrap or small blanket at the neck can dramatically increase warmth without adding bulk. This system was efficient, repeatable, and adaptable. It worked in stone houses, tents, cabins, and ships because it relied on physics rather than fuel. You can apply it during winter outages, cold weather camping, or simply to reduce heating costs by restructuring how you layer your bed instead of adding more padding. If this kind of historically grounded, practical knowledge matters to you, subscribe to Warpaths, like the video, and share it with others who respect real history and survival wisdom.